but again, our trade is going to be affected there by that civil war. Oh, you absolute fiends. We're going to take Regiment de Soria and a line infantry. And we're going to utterly crush these fiends who would dare take on the Spanish Empire here. Good grief, that is a lot of forces there, sir. And they've even got these mortars, which are absolute fiends. Ah, ha, ha, ha. And my friends, we take this fight. We are fully prepared to dig in here. Oh, what an absolute massacre, sir. Keep firing, lads. Damn, they're taking a fierce punishment here. Yes. Decisive victory. Now that was a sound thrashing, sir. Greetings and welcome to episode 16 of my Empire Total War Darth mod Spain campaign. And this, my friends, how we left it last time, where we have finally, my friends, got some semblance of peace here. After the Genoans, the absolute thorn in our side for so many years, have finally been defeated. Now it cost us a huge amount, not only militarily, the number of men that cost, but also economically. It has absolutely pushed us to the absolute brink. And indeed, my friends, we were bankrupt for at least 2 years, and it really did have to push our taxes all the way up, right up, you know, really putting the populace and sort of our economy under a huge amount of strain. But my friends, we've managed to pull through, and your advice, your suggestions, once again, have been absolutely fantastic. They really have, without question, the finest commanders that anybody could ask to have at their side. They really are absolutely wonderful. And there's a sort of a thread going through sort of most of the comments. It's sort of two diverse sort of threads going through here. The first is that we need to focus primarily, once we've got our economy up and running here, on the new world here, on the new world in the Americas, in the Caribbean. Now, many of you are saying, Mala, you need to take both the pirates and indeed Texas here. Texas to get a foothold in the Americas here. So you can see the British are already starting to sort of really push their presence out here, particularly using the 13 colonies as a sort of a backstop, as an anvil, as it were, to their hammer. And they're obviously pushing in. They've taken the Cherokee, have been absolutely vanquished here. They've got Georgia, Florida, which is an absolute key point here. And indeed, they've also got Tellico now and Jacask. So they really are, or Jacasa should I say, they really are now dug in here in the North America. And ultimately there's a chance they will get all of the 13 colonies as well. Now obviously opposing them are France here. Now we're allied with France, which is an absolute boon for us, it really is. We need France on our side just to keep things stable, particularly in Europe here. But as you can see, pirates hitting there, the New England, should I say, in Boston there, that's a real hit there they've taken from the pirates. And of course, if we were to remove the pirates as well, that would put us in good stead diplomatically, because remember, our diplomacy does not help because we don't exactly have the best monarch. Minus 20 diplomatic relations, an absolute disaster. And let's be absolutely frank here, let's be absolutely brutally honest here, the king is a moron. He is an absolute moron. He has dragged this country down, and it's only because of the ministers and of the military that is really able to keep Spain afloat. Only these ministers, and also, of course, your advice and your help, and the military sort of advice you give me, my friends, that has enabled us to keep Spain, or put Spain where it is. Because the king, an absolute disaster. Now look, as you can see, a 68% population of the government popularity, not too bad at all. So, as I was saying, that is the first thread of the sort of the advice you give me. is to really sort of concentrate now our forces and our focus upon the Americas and the New World, particularly Pirates and Texas, but also to hit any enemy positions we can that might come along here in the future, or at least prepare for it, at least prepare for that eventuality we might be able to hit the British, because as you can see, if Britain does get, what is our thing with, they're actually friendly with us, so we should leave that. And also, an excellent suggestion about potentially moving in against India at some point. Now, as you can see here, the provinces are still got Ceylon here, so we wouldn't have an area just yet to be able to move on. Actually, they have really poured some money into this position here. Wow. There's a lot of money they've poured into that right there. But as you can say, India as well would be a real conquest for us if we were able to do that. But remember, that would be a brutal, brutal fight. It really would consume vast resources, both economically and militarily. But as you can see, we have now at last managed to take all bar 2 regions of Italy and the islands, the Italian islands as well, of Sardinia and Corsica. And also another excellent suggestion was to move sort of into as well the Ottoman Empire. If it starts to collapse, grab the land, because of course we're so close to it, as quickly as we possibly can. And again, an excellent suggestion, and also a really, really fantastic suggestion of hitting the Dutch, because of sort of where they are and the sort of the access it would give us to Central Europe as well, because the Dutch are so spread out, their forces would be weakened, and maybe even hit them in the New World as well, and take the islands, these 2 regions here, Dutch Guyana and French Guyana, which are absolutely just chock-a-block with minerals and with spices and wealth. The wealth in these 2 regions is quite extraordinary, it really is. You've got an average yield gem minefield, low yield gold minefield, but those 2 combined are going to give you just a stupendous amount of income. Then of course you've got a plantation, which is sugar, and you've got timber. Then you've got spices, which is a low yield but is still again, and then you've got an average yield gold mine. But if you look at the actual trade here, look at the 36 for spice. The spices alone would be worth taking this region over. 36 gold per ton of spice, or per spice. That is absolutely incredible, it really is. And again, even the sugar is 19, not the best, probably the lowest you can get apart from the furs here, but still the money you would bring in from that would be stupendous, it really, really would. But our primary goal here is to really build the economy back up. Now, many of you have also asked for promotions. Now, what I'm going to do is we're going to rebuild what we've got now. We're going to bring the armies up to full specification, and then we're going to put generals, because 2 of these armies, the one in Morocco here doesn't have a general, and the one in Spain doesn't have a general either. So what we're going to do, these 2 armies are going to get generals. We're going to replenish and repair these armies here, and then in the next episode we're going to start promotions. Now, I've decided 2 things as well, my friends, and I want to get your suggestions on this. Here it is. I want to split these sort of the military operations of the Spanish Empire into 2 sort of separate but coherent sort of theatres. The first being here around Italy. So we have an Italian, Mediterranean sort of military sort of theatre of operations here, where we have obviously what we have control here, but also moving into the Baltic and sort of Central Europe. So we have 2 separate commands, with Rome being the sort of the capital of this sort of, should I say, this southern Mediterranean sort of theatre. And then we have a second sort of western theatre here, with Madrid and Spain being the sort of the key to that. And then we have Gibraltar and Morocco and North Africa and Portugal, because as many of you said, I really did miss a trick not taking Portugal out when I did. We should have taken Portugal out much earlier. We didn't. That's my fault. I hold my hands up. I just got to accept that is what happened. So it's going to be a real battle to take Portugal, out, but we will do that eventually. And then of course having sort of Algiers, Tunis and Tripoli under that sort of, dare I say, Madrid sort of Spain stronghold, this sort of western theatre of operations. So you've got 2 distinct separate theatres of operation. Now, I'm going to want to get your advice on that. Do you think that's a good plan? Should we split our military ventures in two? Because what I was thinking of is we've got this theatre of operations to deal with Europe, and then this theatre of operations to deal with North Africa, but also to use it as a springboard to move into the new world, as it were, because it is the closest to the sort of the departing area for the new world. Now that's the advice I sort of need from you, my friends. We're not going to do anything yet, and also we're going to introduce some other different promotions. The first is going to be Governor Generals. Now, Governor Generals will be the generals who conquer a specific region. So, for example, the general that conquered Rome would then become the Governor General of all of Italy, because Rome is the capital. So, if the general, whoever, for example, let's give an example here. So just imagine we take the Amsterdam here, and all of these still remain in Dutch hands. We take all of these. The general that took Amsterdam and then sort of took all the other generals who took Berlin, the general who took Amsterdam would become Governor General of all of the former regions of the Dutch. What I'm trying to do here is get some kind of sort of structure, some order into place here, so that when we take a region, we have a defined structure, defined command structure here, to make sure that we have absolutely everything we need in that theatre to be able to move onwards and really crush our enemies here. And secondly, I'm going to bring in, or I want to bring in, the rank of Field Marshal. Now, I know before any of you, start requesting to be a Field Marshal, Field Marshal is going to be an earned title. You have to earn it. It cannot be given to you. You cannot request it, because it cannot be given to you. The way anybody is going to earn the rank of Field Marshal is twofold. First of all is your ability on the battlefield. Your victories and your conquests will count towards whom becomes a Field Marshal. Secondly, you must be nominated to become a Field Marshal by at least 3 other generals. By 3 other generals, at least 3 other generals be able to nominate it. And also within that sort of same structure here, once those 3 generals have sort of nominated you, it is then put to the wider generals in the rest of the army to decide whether you. So I will put out a specific video saying this general has been nominated as a Field Marshal. They have the following generals that have sort of nominated him, and then you will then be able to say yay or nay depending on what you want. So if the vast majority of the generalship agrees with that person being nominated a Field Marshal, they will then become a Field Marshal. It's a long protracted route, but the reason is I wanted to make it as sort of not as difficult, but it has to be earned not only in the field, but also you have to gain the respect of your peers to be able to get it. I don't want it to be a title that's just bestowed on somebody after they've won 3 battles. It's not going to work that way. You have to earn the title of Field Marshal, but there will be no favoritism at all. I will not put somebody into 3 or 4 battles to get them that rate. If someone is in 3 battles because their army is in that region and they're the army that can take those battles. But in the end, it'll be down to you, my friends. It'll be down to the fellow generals to decide that Field Marshal ranking. It will come into effect. Now remember, Field Marshal is the absolute pinnacle of the sort of promotions here. You cannot get any higher at all. Only the king can give, and the ministers are above sort of that Field Marshal, but only the king can sort of nominate and agree to the Field Marshal being appointed. So there's going to be a long protracted route to getting a Field Marshal. We may never see a Field Marshal. We may never see a Field Marshal at all in the whole campaign. That is how tough it's going to be. Or we may only get 1 or 2 Field Marshals in the whole campaign. That is how difficult it's going to be, but it will be put there. So if you're involved in a lot of battles, if you take a lot of conquests, if you fight for Spain with everything you've got, there's a chance you could be promoted. And a Field Marshal will actually command 3 army groups. You will have 9 armies under your control, so you will effectively control what we would call a corps. I know an army group is bigger than a corps, but for our purposes, we're going to have a corps, an army corps, as 3 army groups. A Field Marshal will command those army groups, so that is 9 armies under one person's control. That is a huge swathe of the military there under one person's control, but that is the sort of the prize for achieving that rank. But my friends, let us continue now. So your feedback on that would be absolutely fantastic. Please let me know what you think about the command structure, what you think about the Field Marshal, about what you think the plans are for the future in the sort of new world. The new world plans are your plans, but before we get to the new world, we must first repair our economy, get our infrastructure running. This is going to be an episode where we're going to do that. I wanted to discuss that with you first, so I get your comments down below and get you involved in this campaign, my friends. Really get you involved in it. And we are going to see next episode promotions. A lot of promotions being made, but look, as you can see, we've got a lot of things to sort out here, and a lot of buildings to be upgraded. A lot of technology to sort out, because we can upgrade this building, but of course we need the money to do so. Let's have a look at our 4241. So obviously our economy is not brilliant, because look, the armor could be 17,000. We only got 9,000 coming in, because of course we have reduced our tax here considerably to push growth and wealth in the regions up as quickly as we can here. But Corsica, how much is that going to cost us? 1,050 here to bring Corsica and Bastia up here. And also, as you can see here, look at this movement here by a vast amount here of the Austrians. We really are going to be pushed and squeezed potentially here. We've got to get this army up and running here. As you can see, it really did have a tremendous fight against the Genoans, and so did this army here. It did put up a wonderful fight, but you can see a lot to do here. And how is the infrastructure? Again, we need metal roads in all of these, so we've got a huge amount to do yet. This one hasn't even got cobbled roads yet. In Sardinia, and it hasn't even got the governor's mansion, so we've got a lot to do here. We have to stabilise our economy before we go into the new world. We just have to. What about here? Again, we need metal roads here in Tangier. What about Spain here? No, that's already got it, thankfully. What about Gibraltar? Again, Gibraltar needs metal roads. So we've got a tremendous amount to do here, and we can't really do much until we get the next turn here. Mind you, they're all very friendly with us. Portugal, of course we're allied with Portugal, allied with Poland. Ottomans are very friendly with us, quite so. And the provinces are hostile, and Sweden are hostile as well. But can we get trade with Sweden? Nope. Can we get it with United Provinces? $580. Why not? Let's do it. What will I... Oh, look at that. That's a huge jump there. Where's United Provinces? There it is. Oh, that's a huge amount of trade already. We've got sugar and tobacco going there, and other goods as well. It's going to be overseas. We've got Portugal land, France with land as well, so that's good. At least we've got that, because of course we've got this direct route here between Paris and Madrid, which is excellent to see. And growth is going to be pretty spectacular. It is indeed. 44 here and 1.9%. And only 5 turns till Mallorca is up. And it's wonderful. What about here? We've almost got this predominantly... Oh, Catholicism has actually become the #1 religion in Morocco, which is fantastic. It really is. And growth... Oh, look at the income there. Growth is absolutely stupendous. Right. Nothing we can do until the following turn. Let's do that, my friends. Let's end the turn here. And hopefully now we can get some really strong growth going here. Britain, hopefully will keep their nose out of our business. That is it. Oh, and also, my friends, the Navy, of course. I almost forgot. The Navy has to be really bolstered up here. We've got to invest in the Navy. But only with a strong economy can we do that. Now then, you just keep out of our business here, Austria. You just stay out of our business. Don't be silly, sir. Oh, they're going to attack the Barbary states. That's fine. I did ooh. Looks like France has taken a bit of a clobbering there. What's the... Russia. Sweden, who are hostile towards us. Oh, well done, Sweden. Well done. 13 colonies. Louisiana. Oh, God, Louisiana is strong there. That is a strong fleet there. Hopefully New Spain, as also your suggestions, my friends, of sending naval technology to New Spain is an excellent one, which we shall do momentarily. It really is a wonderful, look at it, oh my goodness, look at Portugal. It is absolutely brimming here. So we're going to send technology to New Spain to bolster it. Barbary States looks like it's going to hit Austria by the looks of it, indeed. And it's excellent for us. We got no qualms with that whatsoever. And we are friendly with Barbary, or peaceful with Barbary State, should I say. We're not going to... Oh, they always hit that there. That's fine. Oh, Sardinia trading port. Excellent. 6519. That's, oh, look at that income. That is absolutely jumped up massively there. We want to try and get our tax income so it can pay for the army upkeep. That really is... Oh, 200 there to the region. Excellent. But we must bring this under control here. So straight away we're going to repair that there we've got here. Oh, San Juan. What should we have here? Now, we've already got a trading port here, so I think it might be wise if we... Do we have a trading port? Trading port. Oh, look at all this we can upgrade here. This is absolutely stupendous. I think we have a craft workshop here. Look at the upgrades we can do here, my friends. It really is going to Cuba, really is. And why is this arm? Oh, and even the infrastructure here. Cobble roads, which we'll have here. We've got a decent arm. We can have a general in here as well. So we've got a number of generals we can possibly call on here. We do have a good sized navy here as well, which I had completely forgotten about. I think we'll upgrade this here, because we want to try and get these lands as well up and running, so that when we look to start pushing military forces, more military forces into the new world, we've got at least a strong base, operational base here in the Caribbean here with Cuba, Santo Domingo and Port Royal here in Jamaica as our own. We've got a strong fleet here already, which can deal with these pirates here eventually. And also we need to get this army as well up and running here, because it probably will be used. Also, I know that Alexander wanted a Filipino type army as well to be instigated, so we're going to definitely do that as well. Oh, Mysore have gone. Wow. The Mughal Empire are absolutely brimming with confidence here. Look at that. They've absolutely just ripped that away. Wow, they're going to be putting a huge amount of money from this here. Huge amount of money. From the Mysoreans here, what the Mysoreans had there. I mean, look at that. That is a unified India, and that is just going to be an absolute monster of an economy here. It'll be difficult to stop the Mughal Empire if they tried to do anything. They really will be difficult to stop. That's why we've got to get our own economy really ratcheted up here. Now, where can we invest in here? We've got to get these. Why are they moving back around here? Look at, oh my Gordon Bennett and all that goes with it. Oh, look at those Swiss guards. Oh, it's enough to make you cry. It really is. Look at that, Swiss Grenadiers. Oh my goodness me. Fusiliers. Oh, it's like Christmas come early. I mean, look at it. Engineers, elite. Oh my goodness me, I don't even know what to say. I mean, that is stupendous. But again, we must remain focused. We must remain focused. Also, the infrastructure here on Sardinia must be upgraded as well. We've got to focus here. Military will wait. We've also got to get our fleet up and running here as well. This is just not strong enough. I mean, look at that. That's pitiful. They've got a 4th-rate ship of the line there as well, so we're going to have to really step our game up here. Spain without a decent navy is almost a scandal within itself. Look at that, 2,300 and 2,241. We've got a good, strong alliance here with France and a good economy. Oh, and also, my friends, New Spain. We must forget New Spain. They're indifferent to us. But we're going to send them a lot here. And we're going to send them all of these as well. We'd want New Spain to be absolutely in tip-top shape here, so they can really start to upgrade and ramp up things here. Get themselves, look after themselves. Well, we can't be. We've got this rig here. We can actually have a. We've got a good look. We can go and check Texas, I think. Let's go and see the. Let's go and get some military intelligence on Texas. But again, it has to look after itself here. And look at that. Look at that. They've got growth is -8. That is not good. Not good at all. But maybe if they can turn things around with our technological help, maybe they'll keep Portugal at bay as well. But hopefully that technology we've sent them will help. I know it's a lot of technology to send them, but still, we have to do it to keep them afloat here. We don't have the troops to send over to New Spain to back them up, so that we've got to try and send them help in other ways. Now it looks like we've probably sent them all the naval technology we can. But until we get a naval board, which is going to be here in Madrid. Oh my goodness me. What a wonderful sight there, look at that. And then we can start researching this ourselves and we can send that then to New Spain. Right. What have we got here? 6519. It's only 66% here. But still, we've just got to keep our focus. What is Naples' infrastructure like? Still needs metal roads, so we've got to start to ramp up this. We've got to try and find the balance here. We don't want to put all the money into one area and neglect another. But Madrid must still be the absolute base of our operations here. Right, let's end the turn, my friends. Let's see what happens here. France. Good to see. Coming obviously quickly to deal with these, indeed. Well done, France. Austria, don't do anything funny here, Austria, I warn you, sir. Oh, looks like they've taken a bit of a beating there. Possibly from Poland? Because that army went into a battle and it didn't come out very well. Russia. Sweden, who seems to be chasing somebody down there, but not so whom. Louisiana, look at that, Louisiana, come on. Oh, well done, sir. They're clearly helping us. They're protectors of France, and we're an ally of France. So in other words, they are protecting us because we are exactly that, an ally of France. But look at that Mughal Empire. It is absolutely bristling with trade here. It really is. Damn those Barbary states. We have to deal with them eventually. Look at that, they've even got 6626. We're gonna have to do something with these pirates, I think. I think it's time we took the fight to the pirates here.
Hurrah! Hurrah! Hurrah!
6421. Now I think we can we can upgrade that as well.
¿Adónde, capitán?
Right, we've got to really start pushing what we've got here now. Infrastructure here, we got cobble roads here in Hispaniola. And we haven't got anything being built. I think I did want a shipyard, but I think we put a local fishery in here. Just to add some additional food to and help the growth. We could improve the ports here. This is going to absolutely push our amount. It is an additional trade routes as well, be 3 here. But again, we have to do this bit by bit. So we're going to invest. Which is the port that's giving us the most income from here? $810 here. 570. 4,006 here. That's a huge amount there. We probably have I think we'll probably make Santiago de Cuba the main port, but that's 2,500. That's a big investment which you can't do yet. And ideally we'd like to get actually we can get land clearances up and running here. 700 here. Let's get the farms up and running here if we can. It's 2,500. Any more farms? Yes, one there as well. It's going to give us 200 here. That's good. We've invested in our Caribbean holdings. I wonder if New Spain is making use of the technology we've sent them. We can but hope. Doesn't look like just yet, but still, we must have a little bit of faith in. Let's just send here to Mexico, Texas, I beg, and then Mexico, Texas even. Well, that's it. Oh, that's a decent sized army there. Especially Warrior Society, they are going to be tough to break down, but we do have those pikemen. As many of you said, use the pikemen against the natives, and also the sort of the blunderbuss shotgunners. Oh, what a wonderful sight that would be. It really would be fantastic to see that. Okay, now Portugal, of course, has got a huge amount coming in here. 37 and 1996 here. Okay, we've got to invest. We've got the cobble roads here. What about here? No, cobble roads building here. Infrastructure is doing well here. Cobble roads. Ideally, we probably need a governor's mansion here in Naples. Great arsenal, which is going to give us... but ideally, we need a great arsenal closer to the front here. An ordnance factory. I think we'd go for an ordnance factory here, just purely for military reasons, closer to Austria. Now, oh, vineyard. I think we'll push for a vineyard here. We've got to squeeze every single ounce we can out of this economy here. I think what we'll do is we'll replenish one of these regiments here. Actually, all of them are in pretty good shape here. Looks like just a cavalry regiment that's taking the beating here. Ooh, 641. Can't afford that. What about one of these regiments here? It's probably earned the right to have its... Let's start rebuilding this army because it has earned its spurs. I think that's all we can do here. Yes, it is indeed. We're going to start building that army back up there as well. I think we're going to have another quick turnaround here. Austria's been hit pretty hard here. Let's have a look at what's going on here. Ooh. Denmark has pushed out. So they've taken this here from Poland. I think Poland's under a bit of pressure here. Mind you, they've still got Moscow, but they've lost St. Petersburg. Yeah, Austria. No, they're actually not at war with Sweden. No, they are, I beg your pardon. I thought they lost St. Petersburg. And they have indeed. That's gonna... Oh my goodness me, look at the Dutch. They've got Strasbourg as well now. We could potentially lose France as an ally here, because the Dutch are really throwing everything they can at them here. 13 colonies are unfriendly. Let's see if we can get a trade agreement with them. Okay, that's fine. What about the Crimean Khanate? I doubt they'll accept it, but nope. Which is fine. Can we send anything else here? Damn, they're at war with a lot of people. Let's send them that as well. We're going to give them every single bit of help we can here to try and keep them afloat. Since they are our protectorate, we have some form of duty to them still. Let's end the turn, my friends. This might be a little bit of a shorter episode, this episode as well, because, of course, with work and one thing or another, my friends, I do have quite a bit of work to do before tomorrow, so it might be a little bit of a shorter episode, but it's going to give us time to just to rebuild, replenish, get the economy going. We also need to invest in our navy as well. I mustn't forget that. We mustn't forget that naval power as well that we so desperately need. Oh, there it is. There it is. I absolutely knew it. What if we get peace with Austria? I'll try and get them off our backs. Ottoman Empire. Sweden. Louisiana. New Spain. Will they actually push out? Looks like they can hit the British. Look, our empire building up its fleet there. Portugal not doing anything just yet. And Barbary states, which again he's probably going to raid one of the trade lines here. Yeah, indeed. Pirates. Ah, look at that. If we don't attack one port, they attack the other. Oh, we've taken a real hit there. 4248. Excellent. Ah, excellent, sir. Right, I think then we're going to deal with the pirates.
Mar será su tumba. ¡Hemos vencido!
It's more
Sí,
like
mi
it.
señor. Sí, capitán.
Going to keep this fleet well and truly well appointed here. We have to keep it here. Excellent naval tactics. $570. We've got to increase these ports eventually, but not just yet. Again, got to do this gradually in a bit of a time here. Oh, look what we can do here. Great Arsenal. I think we need a naval board. I think we're going to push for a naval board here. I'm just going to take a good chunk of our taxes away here. Our income, should I say. Well, we've got to try and focus up getting these up and running here. Military academy here, but I think we're going to go for a military academy here in Venice. It's a big amount to push into this, but we've just got to. We need to push our infrastructure up. That includes military buildings as well. As you can see, they're already trying to move in. Oh my goodness me, they got Swiss Grenadiers. Oh, Hungarian Grenadiers. Royal Hungarian Line Infantry. That's a tough force they've got there, but no, I believe in our boys. I think we can do well here. 641. But we can, of course, move this army out. But before we can do that, we need to get it replenished. And repaired. Right, let's get the general. Here, replenished. And we need to get also these as well, governor's mansions in here. And we can also get these as well. We can get a great estate. So as you can imagine, we really are needing to push our economy as fast as we can here because we've got so much upgrading to do. The economy really could be absolutely booming for us, a massive booming economy. But of course, because of the wars we've had, or the war we've had, it has stopped us from being able to just focus on that and bring the infrastructure up here. But we're not going to be pushed out by the Austrians here. Of that I can assure you. Even if they try a pincer movement here. And of course we've lost that Weaver's Cottage as well, which is bringing in some good regional wealth here. 1,224 here. That's fine. We've got a good ally here in front. Oh my goodness me, look at that French army. That is absolutely extraordinary, sir. This army alone could probably, these armies alone could probably crush the Dutch. Wow. That's a wonderful, wonderful sight, my friends. It really is. But my friends, I'm going to have to apologise for the, the shorter episode this time around. But we've had quite a bit to do. We've started to build up the economy here now. We're really trying to focus on the economy. We're going to have now, once we get these armies up and running now, hopefully next turn or maybe the turn after, we'll get the promotions underway. And we're looking now to really focus also our economy, building our economy here in the New World, in the Caribbean. We've helped New Spain as well. Hopefully that'll start, bringing dividends to us. So that'll be absolutely fantastic to see. It really will. And we're also now starting to grow the sort of Italian stronghold we've got here, because this could be an absolutely rampant economy here, really could, in Italy if we do this right. But my friends, I do apologise once again for the shorter episode, but unfortunately work calls and I've got quite a bit to do. But I hope you've enjoyed this. Thank you for all your comments, my friends. They've been absolutely fantastic. Please keep your comments coming down below. They've been absolutely wonderful. They really, really have. Hope you're having a great week, my friends, a start to your week. Please be safe whatever you're doing, and take care whatever you're doing, and have a good time, my friends. And I will see you next time, my friends. But until next time, bye for now.